Let's go back to 1,000,000 years where coal was being formed. We are going to take you through the journey of coal from the swamps millions of years ago to how it is used today and improved for a greener tomorrow. Through this module, we will introduce students to fossil fuels, understand formation of coal and its different types, understand extraction and processing of coal, learn about the different uses of coal, explore coal mining in India. Coal was formed under layers of earth, just like all these layers of the sandwich. Imagine the vegetables in this sandwich were 300 million years old, with all other layers sitting on it like soil. Let us first understand what fossil fuels are and how were they formed. The word fossil literally means remains of dead organisms that lived a long time ago. Dead remains were buried under layers of earth, just like the sandwich you saw. High temperatures and pressures over a long period of time helped convert these dead remains to fossil fuels. One such important fossil fuel is coal that has been in use since ancient times. The earliest use of coal can be traced back to the cavemen. They used coal for heating and cooking. Later on, the Industrial Revolution during the 18th to 19th century made coal the most popular choice of fuel. Steam engines invented during this time used coal. Let us watch the steam engine in action. Coal was burnt to generate steam to drive the engine. The use of coal increased over the years to meet different needs. However, the supply of coal is not unlimited. The reserves of coal are finite. It is being used up very fast and will run out soon. This is why coal is also called a non-renewable resource. It has taken over millions of years to form the current reserves of coal in use today. However, the supply of coal is not unlimited. Fossil, the reserves of coal remains of dead organisms that lived a long time ago, very fast, and will run out soon. From these dead remains, this is why coal is also called a non-renewable resource and is being used up very fast. It has taken over millions of years to form the current reserves of coal began in use today during the Carboniferous era between 360 to 286 million years ago. Carboniferous literally means coal-bearing. Let us see how coal was formed in these swamps. Coal started forming in these swamps with lots of shallow water and dense vegetation. The dead remains from these plants continuously kept falling and sinking to the bottom of the swamps, collecting in layers. These remains were partially decomposed by bacteria due to insufficient oxygen underwater. In this way, a dense organic substance called peat was formed at a depth of 1,000 feet at 26 degrees Celsius. As pressure on peat increased due to sedimentary rocks, so did the temperature. The pressure squeezed out all the water from the peat, removing oxygen and leaving rich hydrocarbons behind. Peat converted into lignite at depths of 1,000 to 5,000 feet at 40 degrees Celsius. Under more pressure and compression, lignite converted into bituminous coal at depths of 5,000 to 20,000 feet at 175 degrees Celsius. And finally, bituminous coal converted into anthracite at 20,000 to 25,000 feet at 300 degrees Celsius. Thus, the process of the dead remains slowly converting into carbon-rich coal is known as carbonization. Let us walk through some properties of the different stages of coal formed during carbonization. Peat is the first stage of coal formation. It is fibrous, soft and spongy. It contains 60% carbon and lots of water and plant material. Lignite is the second stage of coal formation. It is dark brown and soft. It contains 70% carbon and some traces of plant material. Bituminous is the third stage of coal formation. It is dark brown and soft. It contains 80% carbon and has no traces of plant material. Anthracite is the fourth stage of coal formation. It is dark black, hard and shiny. It contains 95% carbon and has no traces of plant material. We just observed that different amounts of carbon are present in different types of coal. The carbon content helps decide the heating value. The more the carbon present, the better the heating value. Heating value of coal or any fuel is the amount of heat released during the combustion of a certain amount. So, that would make peat, which contains only 60% carbon, a less efficient fuel than bituminous with 80% carbon. Let us do a quick recap. Coal formed during the Carboniferous period between 360 to 286 million years ago. Carbonization converts dead remains slowly into carbon-rich coal. 4 stages or types of coal. Peat is the first with 60% carbon. Lignite is the second with 70% carbon. Bituminous is the third with 80% carbon. Anthracite is the fourth with 95% carbon. Carbon content in the different categories of coal helps decide the heat. Coal that is formed is buried in deep layers and needs to be extracted before use. Layers of coal that form are called seams. Depending on how deep the coal seams are, extraction can be done by 2 methods. Come, let us explore these methods. In underground mining, mines up to 1,000 feet are dug and machines are used to dig out the coal deep under the surface. In open cast mines, huge machines remove the topsoil and layers of rock called overburden, exposing the coal seam. The coal is then extracted. After extraction is complete, the pit is filled up back again with rocks and soil. The coal extracted from the mines is then transported for use via rail or trucks. Extracted coal can be put to many uses. It is a popular choice for steam turbines to generate power, but it also causes pollution. Scientists world over are working to make power generation with coal as clean as possible. To minimize pollution, crushed coal is first washed to remove unwanted minerals. Further treatment with chemicals like limestone removes pollutants like sulfur dioxide that is a major cause of acid rain. Clean coal is then burnt to produce electricity so that only carbon dioxide and water is released. One of the most important and common uses of coal is electricity generation. Electricity from coal is generated in thermal power plants. So let us understand how a thermal power plant works. Let's take a virtual tour of a coal-fired power plant to see how electricity is generated. Generating electricity requires a source of fuel. This plant uses coal as fuel. The coal that is mined arrives by rail or trucks to the plant. It is stored near the plant and enters the pulverizer, where it is ground into a fine powder. The finely powdered coal now leaves the pulverizer and enters the boiler. In the boiler, the powdered coal mixes with hot air and generates a lot of heat and energy. A large network of tubes inside the boiler carry purified water. The high temperature and pressure inside the boiler turns the water into steam. The hot and dry steam generates thermal energy that travels to the turbine. Once inside the turbine, the steam expands between the turbine blades. The enormous pressure of the steam pushes against the turbine blades, converting thermal energy into mechanical energy. The constant movement of the turbine blades further powers the generator. Electricity produced in this manner is transmitted out of the plant to our homes, schools, workplaces, and even used to run trains. Do you know what kind of energy is stored in coal? Heat or chemical energy? Coal can also be processed by destructive distillation to get other byproducts that have important uses. To carry out destructive distillation, we need a boiling tube with some powdered coal, some water in another test tube, and a burner to heat the tube strongly. Destructive distillation of coal is carried out by heating coal strongly at 1000 degrees Celsius in the absence of air. This process yields various useful organic and inorganic products. Coal gas is a mixture of hydrogen, methane, carbon monoxide, and other gases. It was used earlier for domestic cooking and lighting purposes. Coal tar is made up of several carbon compounds. Upon fractional distillation, it yields organic compounds such as benzene, toluene, and phenols. These compounds are used to make explosive, synthetic fibers, and paints, etc. Ammonium compounds are given off during the destructive distillation of coal. When dissolved in water, they give ammoniacal liquor that is used to make nitrogenous fertilizers. Coke is the residue left behind after destructive distillation. It burns with no smoke. Coke is used to reduce metal oxides such as iron and zinc oxides. It is also used to manufacture producer gas. Let us do a quick recap. Coal is extracted from underground mines or open cast mines. The steam engine and the outbreak of the First World War increased the demand for coal. Destructive distillation, heating coal strongly in absence of air at 1000 degrees Celsius. This process forms coke, coal gas, coal tar and ammonium compounds. Electricity generation from coal is the most important and common use. Thermal power plants generate electricity using coal. Coal is very polluting and scientists world over are trying to make power generation with coal as less polluting as we have walked through how coal is formed, extracted and made greener for use. Coal mining in India was first carried out by the East India Company. The first coal fields in India were established as early as 1744 at Raniganj in West Bengal. At first, coal mining in India moved very slowly. It picked up with the outbreak of the First World War. Today, major coal deposits in India can be found in the following locations: Raniganj, Jharia, East and West Bokaro, Singrauli, Pench Kanha, Tawa Valley, Talcher, Chandvarda, Godavari Valley. Today, India is the third largest producer of coal behind China and USA. This map shows the coal-producing countries around the globe. Using coal has the following advantages. It is a relatively inexpensive energy source because of large reserves with easy accessibility. It is widely distributed around the globe. It is easily combustible and produces high energy. It is suitable for electricity generation on a large scale. It can be stored near power stations in large volumes. However, using coal also has the following disadvantages. It is non-renewable, fast depleting and cannot be recycled. It has high transportation costs, especially for countries with no coal reserves. It has a high cost of storage, especially for storing large volumes. It causes pollution by releasing harmful products like mercury, sulfur dioxide upon its combustion. It releases carbon dioxide upon combustion. Carbon dioxide is a powerful greenhouse gas that causes global warming. Its mining pollutes the environment and destroys natural habitats due to deforestation. Its use in coal-fired plants draws huge amounts of water from nearby water bodies. Let us interact. Which gases released from coal-fired thermal power stations is responsible for acid rain? Let us do a quick recap. Major advantages of coal are: coal reserves are easily distributed around the globe. It is suitable for electricity generation and storage in large quantities. Major disadvantages of using and mining coal are: pollution and release of gases such as sulfur dioxide that causes acid rain, carbon dioxide that contributes towards global warming. Have you ever stopped to think how studying about rocks and fossil fuels like coal would help? It might awaken the scientist within you. You can explore the potential within you and contribute to advancing sciences like geology. You could become a geoscientist. Geoscientists study the Earth's features. Some of them are also involved in environmental planning. They apply geological techniques to analyze, monitor, and control environmental impact of human activities. Or you could also choose to be a mining engineer. They work by applying science and technology to extract and process minerals that occur in nature. Mining engineers and geologists often work together to discover minerals and identify mineral reserves. Have you ever stopped to think how studying about rocks and fossil fuels like coal would help? It might awaken the scientist within you. You can explore the potential within you and contribute to advancing sciences like geology. You could become a geoscientist. Geoscientists study the Earth's features. Some of them are also involved in environmental planning. They apply geological techniques to analyze, monitor, and control environmental impact of human activities. Or you could also choose to be a mining engineer. They work by applying science and technology to extract and process minerals that occur in nature. Mining engineers and geologists often work together to discover minerals and identify mineral reserves. Carbon content in the different categories of coal helps decide their heating value. Coal is extracted from underground mines or open cast mines. The steam engine and the outbreak of the First World War increased the demand for coal. Destructive distillation, heating coal strongly in absence of air at 1000 degrees Celsius. This process forms coke, coal gas, coal tar, and ammonium compounds. Electricity generation from coal is the most important and common use. Thermal power plants generate electricity using coal. Coal is very polluting, and scientists world over are trying to make power generation with coal as less polluting as possible. Major advantages of coal are: coal reserves are easily distributed around the globe. It is suitable for electricity generation and storage in large quantities. Major disadvantages of using and mining coal are: pollution and release of gases such as sulfur dioxide that causes acid rain, carbon dioxide that contributes towards global warming. We have reached the end of our session. Your valuable suggestions will be welcomed.